Shalom, shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and those of great millstone. Much respect to the brothers that are doing the work. Shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. Yasharalo, princes of the power. We are the princes of the power. Knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing who you are is very important. And that's who we are. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the chosen people of the Most High. His name is YAHAWAH. The name of his son is YAHAWASHI. Not God, not Jesus, not any of those things. Not Yahweh, not Yah. Okay? Not, Jehovah. There's no J's in the Paleo Hebrew. It's YAHAWAH. He exists. BAHASHAM in the name, YAHAWASHI. He is the deliverer. And he is going to deliver a remnant of which is the elect of Israel. And I want to finish up on this. Again, it's going to be probably another installment to this, another part. Like I'm going to try to keep these videos short. So anyway, last part of the last video, I kind of went into the, ended off on Deuteronomy 28 and 30. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her, and thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. You shall plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. So we were in slavery. They raped our women. They raped our children. We had to watch with our own eyes as our women were being raped. We had to watch as our women were being beaten, imagine seeing your woman being gang raped by a bunch of white men. Imagine seeing your children, your daughter, or your son being sodomized by gang rape, sodomized by a bunch of white men. They butt breaking. These are some of the things we had to endure. Imagine seeing that. Then after doing that, they call her a whore, beat her down, kill her right in front of you. Seeing our family members being murdered right in front of us. This is the fury of the Lord. The Lord is YAHAWASHI, is greatly to be feared, man. All right, and He's about to open up again. And this is 2022, the year of the turning up. And that was nothing what happened then. The Lord is really going to start doing some things you ain't never seen before. Okay, He is the YAHAWASHI is the king of terrors. He knows our fears. He knows what we're afraid of. We don't even know some of the things that we're afraid of, but He do, because He created us. The Lord is not playing, bro. And this is the reason we went into captivity, because of our disobedience. So yeah, so it goes into, we would build a house, and we built their homes. We planted their food. That's why it said we should plant a vineyard and not gather the grapes. They benefited from all of the labor of the people, which are the Israelites. Egypt, the ancient Egypt, was a great a great kingdom. Egypt, ancient Egypt. And the reason it was great because a great people built it. America, make America great again. Yeah, America was great because a great people built it. America would never have been great if it wasn't for us. All right. So let's see. Let's continue on in Deuteronomy 28:31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thou shalt slug it to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto other people, and thine eyes shall look. Listen to this. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail without longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thine hands. See, we have no power. And when it says that our eyes shall look and fail with longing for them, that's self-explanatory. We will be very sad to have our children taken away from us, not knowing what's happening to them. That one of the things they had here in America was what they call it was they were the Edomites are very profane people. All right, what's that saying we got for the Edomite man who molests his children? Chester the molester. They're known for that. So there was Edomite men that had whole plantations, and all they had on their plantations, they had no adults. They had just children. They had 20, 30, 40 children running around naked, and they would just sodomize them and have sex with them. They had naked so-called black children, Israelite children, running around. The Northern Kingdom as well, running around, and they would molest them. They had men, homosexual plantation owners, who had men, and they would have their pants sagged down. So you know how the brothers had their pants sagging? A lot of people think that came from prison. And that, you know what I'm saying? No, that started on the plantation. In prison, when you have your pants sagged down like that, that means you somebody's bitch. Well, the Israelite men, we were that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nobody's bitch. You know what I'm saying? But they would force the black man to have his pants down with his buttocks exposed on the plantation. He was bending over picking cotton, and the white man come over and rape him. Sodomize, buck break. There's another thing they did to us. I'm just gonna go tell you what was done to the children of the Lord. Okay, and there's a price to pay for that. All right, and butt breaking was no man was to be dominated by another man. All right, they did that for a reason. It goes back to Willie Lynch and his philosophy on how to deal with the slaves, and you have to break the men, and you have to get at the woman. You have to make her protective. Basically, the Willie Lynch thing was a philosophy that was designed to where don't kill the slaves. You have to focus on the woman. The woman is the key. Okay, so you have to take away. You have to show her who's in charge, who's in power, and by breaking the man in front of her, that lets her know that he's in charge, the white man. All right, and in her protective instinct, she's going to protect her children. She's going to teach her children to fear him in a perpetual state. And then and he basically said that if you follow that his philosophy, his doctrine that he had, that it could be self-perpetuating for 300 to 1,000 years, and it's still in effect to this day. Put the man over the woman. But anyway, one of the things that really messed me up too, again, this is stuff that they did to the children of Israel. Yeah, they would take the butt breaking. They would take the man and bring out all the slaves, the women, put them up front. The pregnant women, they put the pregnant women up front, and then they would take the biggest, strongest so-called black man and strip him naked, and they would take one arm tie each body part, arm, leg, to a horse, 4 horses, and they would tar and feather him. They would beat him, set him on fire, and then have the horses pull him apart, destroy him in front of the pregnant women. Now, so then what happened was, the pregnant woman, she's seeing that the adrenaline of fear would go into the unborn baby, and the baby was born afraid of the white man, the so-called Edomites. It was a science. It's also believed that same thing with food. My father said when he grew up on a farm in the South, they would kill the pig, and they would chase the pig with an axe to kill it. And the pig was running and screaming and screaming and running. Well, the pig also has a pineal gland. It has the same kind of glands that we have, and it produces adrenaline. Pigs have adrenaline glands also, and it produces adrenaline. And so when you kill an animal, you're supposed to kill it in a certain way. And when you kill an animal and the adrenaline is rushing through its body, and you kill it, that adrenaline is throughout the body, and then you eat that food. You eat in the flesh of fear. It's a science. So this is something that they did. Another thing that messed me up too when I learned that Edomites did, and we don't know all the things that they did. They would do. They did this as a form of entertainment, and they would bring in like in an auditorium type setting, like a theater, almost like he go to like a comedy show, a comedy club. It's like an intimate setting. It's like chairs and audience, and they have a stage. They would bring in about a dozen black men, nude, so-called black men, onto a stage inside of a building, and there'd be chairs and audience with people, mostly men. And they would bring them in, and these would be the biggest, strongest, alpha male, buff men, and they would force them to sodomize one another for entertainment. And then many times the audience too would join in on this. Other things they did too was that I'm not into this type of stuff. I never was. I'm not that familiar with it, but I do know that they did this. This is where it comes from. I think it's called. It's where they tie you up. It's when people have sex and they tie you up with all these ropes and they have sex with you, bound you. They did that to us. BSDM, SDM, whatever it's called, type of stuff, where they tie you up, put thing in your mouth, bend you over thing, and then just take turns. That's where that comes from. That's what they do. They're sexual deviants, these people. This is what they do. They're profane people. Which profane, it means outside the temple. I'm just sharing what the heathens did to the children of the Most High, the holy people. All right. These are let's see, yeah. And they also had sex farms where they bred us like animals. These are the curses that fell upon us, upon Israel. This is the fierce anger of the Lord. Okay. So let's continue on here in Deuteronomy 28:34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord YAHAWASHI shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with his sore botch. Remember, the word botch means inflammation that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. So we'll have diseases. These are more. I mean, can you imagine what we went through? I mean, just coming over on the ship, then being diseased, having diseases, and all these kind of things, man. Let's see, Deuteronomy 28:36. Deuteronomy 28 is basically the book of the curses. In the beginning of Deuteronomy 28, it talks about the blessings, and then it goes down to the curses. Deuteronomy 28:36, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, which the Lord YAHAWASHI shall lead thee. So yeah, we was bywords. That's why I say niggas and Negroes. We're also known as the hidden ones. Okay, our true identity was hidden. Okay, we became an astonishment. People couldn't believe that this once mighty people, that was the let's look up that word astonishment real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna do another part to this, another installment. You see, astonishment. You see biblical use. Waste, horror, appallment, a waste. You know what I'm saying? We were like I said, we were once the standard, and then we went off and violated the law, statutes, and commandments of. So this was basically. I'm going to do another video to this. I learned that it's best to keep them short, sweet. People don't want to. The main thing, the reason the Spirit was on me to do this is because people don't, to this day, they still calling us black. We're not black, still all us African American, not African American. African American, that's two continents. How can we be both? Not African Americans. That doesn't make any sense. How can you be both an African and an American? You know what I'm saying? We're not Puerto Ricans. Puerto Rico means rich port. That's what that means. Not Mexican, not Spanish, or whatever. They call us, those are the bywords and proverbs. These slurs and all these nigga, knick-knock, porch monkeys. Okay, so we are the children of, we are the chosen children of YAHAWASHI. All right, and we have a lot of people are starting to learn that now, but there's still people out there that don't know this. I just wanted people to know our real, true identity, who we really are. We are different. We're not the same as those people over there in Africa. Those are Hamites. We're not the same. But to somebody who's simple-minded, who doesn't really, Edomites aren't that bright. To them, we all look the same. But we're not. We're different. There's a difference. I can see the difference. All right, so I just wanted to bring it out real quick and just do another installment. This Deuteronomy. I haven't finished it all yet. But anyway, all praise to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash, Shalom.